So today we're going to be looking at a scenario where Russia makes an empire in 2021. This is my last video of 2021, and honestly this year has been really great for the channel. In terms of the year itself, maybe not so great, but channel wise it's been amazing. So if you guys have been enjoying my videos, then make sure to leave a like, especially make sure to subscribe, because like I've said in previous videos, something really special is happening for 25,000 subscribers. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into this video. So in order for Russia to make their empire, they're gonna have to be buffed for this video. Also, NATO, the EU, and the UN are all dismantled just for the cause of Russia. So there will be no foreign interference in Russia's conflicts, unless I say so. So let's go ahead and start the wars. So throughout this entire video, Russia is going to be represented by the color of red, and everything that it attacks will be represented by the color of blue. So I'm sure by now we all know that Russia has been gathering its troops near Ukraine's border, so let's go ahead and start off with that. Russia makes a push up from Crimea and in from the east. We also see a small advancement down from the northern Ukraine. From here we have a broader push on all fronts, and a pretty large encirclement made in the southeast. With this we have the capture of Kiev, and after taking a little bit of more land we have Ukraine surrendering. So in the peace deal we see that Ukraine is 100% completely annexed, and like I said in the beginning, NATO isn't a thing, so they will not be getting involved. I'm sure Ukraine just loves this, you know, they're really happy with this outcome. Yeah, everyone, you know, not just right here, just everyone's really happy about this one. So anyway, moving on up to Belarus, Russia sends them an ultimatum and they decide to join Russia. Now this isn't really a surprise because Belarus loves Russia and they're just gonna go ahead and join them. So now Russia's Eastern European conquest is coming together pretty nicely and they're now pushing towards the more Western countries. But before they do that, they look over to Central Asia and decide to invade the entire thing. This is almost all of Russia's forces, so they sweep in pretty easily. They push down and capture the capital of Kazakhstan and push into Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. From here, all we have left is Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan, of which Kyrgyzstan falls first, and then Tajikistan. So all of Central Asia is now under Russian control. At a glance, it may look like that Russia is trying to reform the Soviet Union, but they actually have different plans. The next plan is to invade Georgia, of which they do pretty easily. And then Russia declares war on Armenia and Azerbaijan. But what Russia didn't really plan for is Turkey getting involved, since both Turkey and Azerbaijan are good allies. So while Russia is pushing into Armenia and Azerbaijan, we have Turkey pushing up into Georgia. Eventually, Russia manages to cut off Azerbaijan from Turkey. From here we see Turkey push into an occupied Armenia and connect back with Azerbaijan. From here the two allies manage to push Russia almost back to the border. At the exact same time though, we do see Russia pushing Turkey out of Russia. So now we're left at a sort of stalemate with Russia pushing a little bit into northern Turkey, while Turkey pushes Russia out of Azerbaijan. Seeing this as a core opportunity, we see Finland and Estonia get involved in the war, as well as the rest of the Baltics, so Latvia and Lithuania, as well as Hungary. So with this we have a new front opened up for Russia over here, and now this is a pretty big front. So they're going to have to deal with Turkey, but at the same time also deal with all of Eastern Europe. So they're really not in a good position, but since this video is about Russia, they're going to be winning, obviously. So in order to help Russia out, we have Greece joining in on the side of Russia. We also see Cyprus join in, as well as a majority of the Middle East. So now it looks like that the Caucasus are obviously going to be able to easily be taken out, but Russia is going to have to deal with Eastern Europe on their own. So Russia sets up a defensive along its border, while we see the blue team push into Belarus and Ukraine in the west. Now these lands over here are pretty rebellious, especially in Ukraine, so the blue team does have a easier time pushing into them. We see the new strong Polish army push down and pretty much take out almost all of Ukraine. We have Finland taking out a majority of the Kola Peninsula area, and the capturing of St. Petersburg. Now this is all happening pretty quickly because Russia was mainly focusing down here on the Caucasus area. They had some troops defending, but a majority of them were down here in the Caucasus, so that was a big military mistake for Russia. The good news for them, though, is that Iran is now pushing into the Caucasus, taking out pretty much every country there, while we also see a broader push into Turkey started by the Middle East. Greece retakes Constantinople, and starts some smaller naval invasions on the coast of Turkey. We eventually see these fronts consolidate into one, and then they start a push into Turkey. Turkey does manage to make some pushbacks over here in the east, but eventually they set up a defensive line, and they almost managed to push Greece out of their peninsula. Back over in the west, we see Russia push back the Baltics from their country. From here, they liberate Belarus, and a push from Kaliningrad is started, as well as a push from mainland Russia. So in this order exactly, we have Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia being wiped out. From here, Finland is starting to be pushed back, while Russia does see a little trouble in pushing Poland out of Ukraine. And down in the south, we see Turkey surrender. So now the tides have changed, and this war is going well for Russia. Now that these other Eastern European countries have joined in, they're going to be able to get more land. And like I said in the beginning, Russia was buffed for this video, so they're going to be doing pretty well. Also, it's important to note that nuclear bombs are not going to be used because, like in every video, if nukes were used, then the video would be really short. So back to the front line, we see that Russia has completely kicked Poland out of the Ukraine, while down south, they managed to push in and capture Budapest from Hungary, which eventually makes the country surrender. From here, we see a push into Poland, while Germany joins the war in order to save Poland. When all is said and done and Poland is capitulated, we see the borders look like this. Now all Russia has to do is take out Finland, which is pretty easy for them to do. Instead of push in from the south and manage to take Helsinki, which eventually capitulates the country. So taking a look at the peace treaty here, we have a lot of events taking place. First of all, Russia takes a little bit of land from Finland, but does puppet the rest. We see all of Eastern Europe being annexed by Russia, as well as Poland being split between Germany and Russia. Hungary is made into a puppet. Greece takes some land from Turkey. The rest of Turkey becomes a Russian puppet. We have Russia taking all of the Caucasus and a little bit of Turkey itself. And the rest is split upon Syria, Iraq, and Iran, which then join the Russian alliance. So with this, Russia has now just become like a pretty large empire. Now this is really strong because, like I said, Russia was buffed. But now they have a lot of surrounding countries, which are also really strong. So yeah, it's really going well for Russia here. Another thing we see Russia do is invade Mongolia. Now this is not too incredibly hard for Russia to do because Mongolia has a pretty, I guess, weak army. It has an army, but it doesn't have that much manpower, so it's going to fall pretty quickly. All of Mongolia is annexed by Russia. We then see Russia invade Afghanistan. Now with this, they push down and attempt to get near Kabul, but this offensive eventually fails and they are pushed back towards their border. We see another large invasion in from the west this time. It goes a little bit better, but once again, they are starting to be pushed back by Afghanistan. Another push in from the north, which gets even closer to Kabul, but eventually fails. And once again, they are pushed back by Afghanistan. So at this point, Russia decides to withdraw all of its troops from the country and sign peace with its leaders. Over in Eastern Europe, we see two more countries fall victim to Russia's ambitions, which are Slovakia and Moldova. These countries' governments were pressured into joining in as a puppet. But at this point now, we have Russia completing its empire and becoming one of the strongest countries in the world. They've annexed a lot of land and might have even doubled their size. Also, I should have said this earlier, but Greece isn't under Russian control. It's an ally. I forgot to color it in. But yeah, once again, Russia has completed its empire. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Like I said in the beginning, 25,000 subscribers, something really special is going to happen. Share this video with anyone that might have an interest in geography. Leave a like, leave a comment, all that stuff that YouTubers say all the time. I'm saying it now. Once again, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next year.